It's lovely in its decay.
It is. It is indeed.
Picturesque.
It looks like a good candidate for gentrification. You know, some maybe little quaint coffee shops, some macaroni stores, perhaps.
No,
Uh,
I'm over that, Noah.
some cake shops. You know, artisanal
Symmetra
perhaps.
I'm done with it.
hopefully
Right where those turrets are
puts
going
up
to
a
be installed.
turret to stop the flanking
Open
Pharaohs,
space with artisanal cake
or at
shop.
least alert them of the flanking Pharaohs.
Well, you could open one in Germany, Noah, when you retire.
When I
I
retire.
like, I mean, I'm a fan of the Symmetra
Esports
picks.
for life. I'm too poor. Esports,
Although
please.
him going for like these weird solo turrets is kind of strange to me,
One
but
of the
whatever.
reasons why I think when we talk about Lunatic, they have been statistically excellent in every category. But where they've struggled more on those control maps, it's because a lot of their compositions, even though we have
Do
seen them
do
play Tracer, Esca's Tracer has not been
do.
among the best in this tournament. Where do they succeed? When they have May, when they have Soldier or McCree, when they can set up these longer range defenses or play around May walls.
So they're gonna run normal dive comp on Runaway, which is really good, I think, in general on this map. Pharah though over Tracer because they saw. All right, so this again, this is why the Korean teams are so good. They see the Symmetra turrets, like someone got hit by one, he just immediately switches. He's like, okay, I'm going Pharah. So that in itself is a big deal.
Like they're bad.
Like him just immediately making the decision to just say, okay, I'm playing Pharah then.
Switch on Farah,
And
finally.
now he's just gonna
Coming around from behind.
kill the turrets, whatever. The only person that's gonna kill him is Eska and Jaehong. And if Eska and Jaehong are looking at him, Haxel's going off. So they need Eska really to step it up here because he has to deal with Stitch and Haxel. Stitch is actually really low. I don't know where he went, but I guess that's Jaehong shooting him too. So he's full health now. Haxel making space. They're timing this a little bit poorly, I think. Runaway is. Like, they're just kind of diving half their heroes in. It was clear that Stitch wasn't ready to push there. The timing was definitely off. They just need to overload Eska from the back. Like, just go over the roof with the... What's it called? With the Pharah, and then charge through with the Genji and just kill him, and then that's how you win. Bumper is actually doing pretty good, though. I mean, Zumba has ults already. Toby doesn't have the teleporter yet. It's just a time bomb for Runaway at this point. Kaiser switches off the Winston, Stitch goes to Roadhog, and Kaiser somehow kills Eska. I don't know how that happens. That's a Fire Strike kill on a 76. Who are you misses the hook. And somewhere off screen, I mean, it's a big kill. Toby hasn't dropped the teleporter yet. I'm assuming he wants to, or he's waiting. Sound barrier comes out, and then nano boost onto Jaehong. Huge plays, actually. I don't know how this all got set up. Camera switched to the Symmetra that I didn't see, but Eska pops Visor just to kill the Dragon Blade. The teleporter's up, I think, but they should get farmed because the supports died first. And the supports dying first means that like they're going to be the first ones back through. So nano boost onto Bumper, which is a great idea, I think, because it'll get this guy ult. Once Bumper has ult, that charge was way too early. Could have waited. But they're going to have Graviton now. Zumba doesn't have his yet.
What?
And that's that. The timing was really good, I think. Jaehong hit like a 3-man nuke, and then they won off of that. But the sleep dart was also good. Jaehong actually just carried that entire engagement, because he hit like a 3-man nuke, and then he wound up sleep darting the nano boosted Zarya, so she couldn't grab. But the good news is that they wasted all the teleporter charges. Bumper has ult already, but they don't really have the best combos. I guess they're gonna try to whole hog it. It's a good grab. As long as he gets the Zarya. If they kill the Zarya, if the Zarya does die, this is winnable. But Zumba needs to die right now. This is the sleep dart. It's a weird fight. I don't know. They didn't have any damage there. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with the graviton there. I know why he did it, but they didn't have anyone really that can get kills. It's like the nature of their comp. They didn't have a pulse bomb. They had whole hog, but the Roadhog wasn't in position, and they didn't have nano boost or Genji blade. So now they're just like down a graviton. Whereas they could have been in this exact same situation without that graviton. I mean, I guess it did kill Toby, or Toby died somehow during it, so he switches to Lucio, but Stitch needed to be in better position, or they should have just waited for Haxel's Dragon Blade at least, so they could have easily cleaned that up. Nano Blade kills Toby. Nano Blade kills... Who are you? Zumba drops Graviton. in a really awkward time.
Very low. This push working
I don't. Lunatic High does this every single fight. They wait for the Nano Blade and then they pop Graviton to counter it.
So much time off
But it's like risky because they don't always get the Genji, and then you're like just kind of relying on the Genji not getting kills in your backline. So it's a weird decision, I think, for them to do that.
And the thing is that on Eichenwalde, this is
Bumper back with his ult soon. Second Graviton already, which is really fast.
don't go through it very quickly. You see teams get stopped here a lot. With only 2 minutes left on the clock.
Look at Haxel, dude, just farming Eska, farming Jaehong. Does not care. That's actually a huge individual play. Because now Jaehong's just out of the fight, and now they're just dying on the cart because they have to. Although they're not, they're just gonna... They're taking a weird engagement. Lunatic High making weird decisions here. Toby's doing a really good job of delaying this point.
Just, why not? I mean, you get the delay as long as you can. You've got plenty of time to get back.
The spawns are gonna start... Oh, never mind. The spawn change isn't in on this patch. I don't know why Bumper could have died there for sure. I'm surprised that Runaway lost that engage. I think the Genji shouldn't have chased into that room. Haxel kills Zumba. Good grab. Easy fight. They're trying to live for some reason. If they somehow kill Jaehong here, it's like GG for this point, I think. Stitch has high ground, very big here. Nano boosted Blade is going to be up. Zumba has Graviton. But Stitch has high ground, so that's pretty big. I don't know what's going on. I think they're waiting for spawns or something. Stitch's aim is really good. Just pumped out the entire health. What? Ooh, fat plays from Stitch actually. Just completely outplayed all of them. And then gets solo grabbed? What are they doing? Alright, GG. So, again, individual plays. Stitch just actually dumpstered Eska and Toby there. What a gamer. Eska's like trying to get some crazy flank here, and Haxel's like, LOL, what? So, Eska casually feeding. They're going to cap the cart now, I think. Haxel has another blade already. And he's just literally sitting on Jaehong and making Jaehong's life miserable, which is great. He's doing it better than I think anyone's done this entire tournament so far anyway. Like, just being that annoying... Like, his Genji v Ana is ridiculously good. Eska 1v5 pops Nano Visor to kill Haxel, dead. Look at Stitch's aim though. Just comes in, he almost has Attack Visor again, which is very good. The ults, they get ults really fast on Runaway, like super fast, because their DPS players just hit shots. It's like this weird scenario where Jaehong's healing everything because he's amazing, and then the DPS is also amazing, so they're just like building more ults because Jaehong's healing more, but they're getting more value out of the DPS ults. Like, I feel like the uptime on the Dragon Blade and on the Attack Visor from Runaway this tournament's been crazy.
It is what it is. Runaway pushing through the final castle stage here. Over the Graviton Surge, gonna go ahead and use it. Doesn't catch a lot though.
Stitch is just gonna ult right now to kill Jaehong. It's 100% worth it. Now Eska's on this Mei. He's going to go down here to the other Mei. I like the switch here too. Like, they know that Eska's going to switch to Mei, so they run their own Mei. And like, it's very smart. So Eska dies there. I'm surprised that Haxel died actually, but I guess his shift was off cooldown. They're going to finish the map though, it looks like. Kaiser kills Jaehong. Jaehong's having a rough game. Miro has Shatter, hits 2 or 3 people, but the only person there to kill it is Eska. They're playing really well here. Eska, ooh, they're probably gonna win now? Yeah, they're gonna win now. Clutch timing from that Blizzard, actually. And on the respawn. Miro's Earth Shatter was actually just enough there, so that was good. But yeah, I mean, I think the individual plays on Runaway are just like ridiculous.
If we talk about strategy, they're trying to use Hoxall to create the picks in the backline, either on Jaehong or on Eska. And Eska really has been run over by Hoxall so far.
Yeah. Hoxall's been doing a good job of getting in the backlines, especially on that point too, and really paving the way for a smooth push for Runaway. So, as you can see, it pretty pretty much is 3 points. It didn't get there officially, of course, but it's about as close as you can make it.
It's still no Lunatic High. Plenty of opportunities to push us all the way to the end, especially if they are not going to have the same difficulties on capturing the first point. So Runaway not going to be going with anything too unusual. No Symmetra, no Torbjorn for them. Stitch is thinking his choice there.
76. Yeah.
Soldier 76, just in case. And looks like we're gonna go
Pretty standard comp. I'm surprised he didn't go for the McCree. I guess he doesn't want to. They're running normal dive on the side of Lunatic High, which is more or less their bread and butter. This is a pretty good map for both teams, actually. I'm surprised that Runaway picked it in retrospect, just because of how strong dive is on this map. But I guess Runaway's dive is arguably just as good.
So in a situation like this, helps you, get around the back and get some picks maybe with the Orb of Discord. And it's also just simply easier to heal your divers if you put Orb of Harmony on them. It's hard to constantly be looking around and hitting those shots at Nana. And this way he can do what he likes to do on Nana anyway, which is do damage while he's healing.
Lunatic High running the dive.
Zenyatta, though, and no Ana is, I think, risky. I mean, obviously Zenyatta is good with dive, but
That is
What?
really interesting way. I did not know you could do that.
All right,
It's
well,
all the way around the back.
this has already gotten very interesting, Doa. That
No
was
kidding.
a super interesting approach.
sick flankerinos from Who Are You.
Guy, they're not going to be expecting
Discord's already up on the Ana, but he misses all of his shots. Gets nano. Oh my god.
In a lot of trouble. J-Hope does go down early.
So that was a. I mean, he set up for that flank for a good 3 hours, but it didn't pay off. He's just living behind them, which is an awkward decision. I don't know what Who Are You's plan is now, because his team is just getting farmed and he's not engaged. So now he's just alive behind them, and he's probably going to die last. So it was a cute jump to live. He did live, but he did nothing. He got 65% ult, which I guess he did some damage, but no kills to talk about. And now you lose the first fight with dive comp, and suddenly your comp is infinitely less scary. So Haxel immediately switches to Diva. Bumper's already half ult, Cox already almost has ult, and Stitch, again, already almost has ult. So Nano Visor's going to be up soon. Who Are You's going to go in here. They nano boost Bumper immediately because Cox is going to die. He somehow lives, and then Bumper kills himself. I don't know what just happened. Stitch is getting kills, though. Nano Visor and Sound, or Attack Visor and Sound Barrier come out, and he gets a 2k. If they can kill the Zarya, that should be the end of this push. So they back out here, Lunatic High, which is smart because they just have to regroup and come back in as 6. But it looks like someone's out of position, and it's Toby who is going to get stuck on this tree. Alright, he lives, but he's not with his team right now. So that gives Runaway enough time to get back to the point, and now their push is delayed again. Bumper didn't have ult. They have Dragon Blade on the side of Lunatic High and Graviton, but they don't have Nano Boost. So this fight's still kind of up in the air, depending on how well Who Are You's ult goes. Alright, kills Cox, that's GG. Zumba dedicated the trans, or they popped Trans 2 and Graviton after that, so way overcommitted, I think, from Lunatic. I don't think that they needed to. I guess the Trans was more or less to save Who Are You, but the Graviton was probably unnecessary.
So 4 minutes to push through the second stage here on Eichenwalde.
So they're gonna have Graviton, they'll have Earth Shatter run away. They should be in a decent position to defend because they died pretty early. It was a 0 to 3 tick, so they'll be fine here. They're probably just gonna Graviton and run in, maybe speed boost, get Sound Barrier. Maybe, I don't think they'll attack Visor, but they have a lot of ults in their bank right now. I expect a Graviton. Yeah, there it is. Which forces out a Sound Barrier from Toby, which means Runaway can get cute here. Haxel pops the ult, Kaiser pops the ult, and they nano boosted. So Ulticami on Runaway pretty shit there, I would say. They probably could have just gotten away with a Graviton into a Diva Bomb. Maybe they just swing the Reinhardt. I don't think Kaiser at the ult there, but at the same time it doesn't really matter so much because they still don't really have teamfight ults on Lunatic High. Zumba doesn't have Graviton yet. And Stitch still has Visor. He's playing very, very far back. He just wants to make sure Haxel, or not Haxel, he just wants to make sure Who Are You and Miro can't get in for free. This also limits the effectiveness of the Genji and the Winston at the same time because if they jump him, he gets healed. If they don't jump him, they get shot at. So Who Are You losing the 1v1 to Cox there is a big deal. They're gonna have nano boost onto Who Are You soon. but they're also going to have attack visor. So they pop attack visor here. Stitch feeds. I don't know. He got too cocky there. Kaiser kills Toby though, and now they nano boost the Dragon Blade. Does Who Are You have ult? Or does Who Are You is getting kited so hard right now, actually, which was really well played from them. Haxel's still on the card, I think. So the card's moving slowly but surely, but Who Are You still having trouble securing kills. Haxel's doing a good job here, though, of dying on the cart. Delays the cart a little bit. Should give his team decent enough time to spawn. I expect them to switch someone's hero. I don't know if they have anyone to nano boost here. Haxel might want to come up as like Winston, honestly. He's going to say Diva because he almost has ult. I don't know if they're going to contest this. They can nano boost Bumper and get Graviton, which might be the play. But they just nano boost Stitch. So this is actually interesting. I didn't expect this, but I guess Stitch is worth nano boosting. He's making so much space here, actually, because his whole team backed up to deal with him, but then Zumba popped Graviton. So that's a pretty big miscommunication from the side of Lunatic High. I don't know why they did that. And then this is a huge overcommitment. They just soloed Graviton to Lucio. So I think the teams are like panicking a little bit here. Like both teams don't look comfortable right now. Zumba's Graviton's been pretty bad this map. And that was a really bad Graviton from Bumper. I don't know if Runaway cares so much. Like they're in a good position because they almost finished the map. So any time that they get is good, but they definitely didn't need to pop that Graviton. But again, it's not that big of a deal that he popped Graviton because Zumba also wasted his. So as long as it's like even in that regard, it's beneficial for defense. I mean, it's a big mistake, but it's not the end of the world is my point for Runaway because they're on D. And Lunatic High made the exact same mistakes. So they like pretty much cancel each other out. Jaehong going for the sleep dart. Good self-destruct from Haxel. Gets nothing. Just zones them off the card again. Jaehong nano boost. Who Are You? Kills Stitch. Goes in with Dragon Blade. Sound Barrier comes out from Runner. And now it's a matter of does he get the kill here? Good sound barriers, actually. I mean, Runner's doing a very good job of just popping sound barrier every time they... I don't know. I'll talk about this at the end, I guess. But they're just doing a very good job of countering the ults correctly. Like, nano boosted Dragon Blade comes in, just pop sound barrier. They pop Graviton, we pop Graviton. Like, they pop Earthshatter, we pop Earthshatter. So, like, Runaway's playing pretty reactively, but I think it's their game plan, more or less. So, Haxel immediately goes May. I expect Miro to switch to something else. He might stay... Not Miro, Eska, to stay on the 76, but the May's out right now from Haxel, which is very nice. The map isn't changed yet in Korea. They're still on the old patch, I believe. We'll find out in a second, but I'm pretty sure they're still on the old patch. But they did really good there, Runaway, because they brought the time almost to 0. So, like, now there's only a minute and a half to get to the end of the point. Their comp is super tanky now. Like, they're running quad tank, arguably. I mean, May's not really a tank, but technically, I guess, a tank. Bumper needs to get this ult. As soon as Bumper Graviton's here, it should be good. Bumper kills Toby. Bumper Gravitons the supports. Fat damage from Bumper, actually. Really good positioning. I don't know how he got back there, or like why he was back there, but him getting a 3-man Graviton from behind on both supports should be enough here for them to win that fight. Lunatic High overcommitted too. They nano boosted Orion, I think it looks like. Who Are You didn't get his Dragon Blade off. Miro Earth Shattered. So now all they really have is a bare Dragon Blade. I guess they could wait for Sound Barrier if they want. They probably should. I don't think they're going to though, because teams don't do that. But this match is a slugfest. So Stitch way out of position. Sound Barrier comes out from Runner to try to save him, but he's dead. Who Are You's gonna pop Dragon? Ooh, Miro's really deep here. All right, what just happened? Realistically, I don't know how they lost that fight. I don't know. That was weird. I can go back and watch it, but they all died. I mean, it was from Who Are You's perspective, but 4 people died. I don't know how Miro got on the cart. Miro like charged in and then they got shattered, I guess. Yeah, they got baited. They're pretty pumped. Runaway's playing well though. I don't know. Like Haxel's having a crazy day. I think Stitch is having a fine day. Like, they're all just playing well, and their ults are always good. I think Lunatic High is making a lot of mistakes. Zumba is. I think Eska's getting farmed. I think Zumba's ults were pretty bad that match, or that map, rather. But Lunatic High sticks to a pretty decent normalized game plan. They just kind of repeatedly nano boost the Genji. So Runner's just saving all of his sound barriers for that, and then they'll nano boost Bumper to get more gravitons. And like, if you get more gravitons, you win more games. So like, I think Lunatic High is playing fine, but I mean, if your grabs are bad, your grabs are bad.